to You,
Me, and a cup of tea.
We hope you guys have been enjoying this holiday weekend so far. 4th
We
of
hope
July
you
is on
like our
Tuesday.
festive fit.
I know. It kind of reminded me of a tea party when I put this on
I
today.
know, it's so cute.
And
I love
you just
it.
look like you're from Hawaii. So.
I know. I didn't have any more red, white, and blue, so
Oh.
this is a actual Hawaiian leg.
I actually don't own like any red. Like I have one red shirt, but it's like a sport shirt. I'm like, yep, it's white today.
Yeah, I don't own as many like 4th of July either. So this is what I got, but
it is my favorite holiday though.
It's the day off of work, drinking beer, fireworks,
cookouts.
True American holiday.
America. So I hope you guys had a good end to your week, and we are so excited to be doing episode 2. We wanted to thank just the support we have reached by this first episode that we released this week.
Yeah, you guys have been so awesome.
We were really shocked, and the feedback has been great. And we've had some hiccups or whatever, but
we're still getting there.
Fun.
We're learning.
We're really enjoying this. Like doing a hobby like this, and something that we have invested our time in. Like it is just amazing. Anyway,
so thank you so much for the views, the shares, the subscribers. Also, side note, I'm using a nail file as my microphone today because I had nowhere to put my microphone. So I hope you guys like it.
It's kind of sweaty too. Oh my gosh.
I know, it is humid.
It is very humid in Ohio right now. So if you're watching from a different state, hopefully you guys are enjoying some nice weather.
I think it's hot like everywhere right now.
Yeah, well, it is summertime.
Yeah, duh. But okay, we will kick off this episode with our cup of tea. And today's cup of tea is called Raspberry Passion Fruit. And it is a black tea. It's a full strength caffeine, full caffeinated. So I'm going to pour this. If you want to hold my microphone.
Yep. Testing. I need some caffeine, so this is going to be great.
And this one too. This is a very sweet.
It's sweet?
You moved my microphone.
Oh, sure. I'm sorry.
No. It's very sweet. Like, it's super sweet and it's super strong.
Okay.
So
I'm surprised that it would be sweet, though, because usually black tea is a little bit bitter.
I'm just going to take my cup since I'm holding my little popsicle.
Cheers.
Well, nail file.
I put lotion on and I just don't want to. Oh, my Lord.
Isn't that good? This is actually Brian, my husband. This is his favorite tea that I make because it's so sweet.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And I really like passion fruit. I feel like with passion fruit, you either love it or hate it. I know. Isn't it so good? I know. And it's very strong, so.
Wow. She also made some cookies.
Oh, yeah.
She tried to do something new and...
Okay, so I'm going to show you guys. I am definitely not a Betty Crocker, that's for sure. But I saw this little, I think it was on Facebook, and it's like a hack that you put your cookie batter into, or cookie dough.
Cookie batter. Yeah, that's a good word.
Into, like, cupcake, holders. Yeah. And it's supposed to be awesome, but this is how they turned out. I don't think I did that the right way.
She went and got some cookies from Walmart.
So we have some store-bought ones to eat, but I wanted to do tea and cookies for this episode.
Oh my goodness. You know what? Since you said the cupcake holders, my mom, it's funny, she used to put cake batter and ice cream cones and put them in the oven, and she'd bake them. And she'd put frosting on them, and they'd be little cake pop things. They were so good, and I always asked for those for my birthday, to bring to class. Actually, no, I never brought them to class, only for my birthday, because it's in the summer, so never mind. But you know what I mean? I would bring them to, parties that you would have at school and stuff. Yeah, that's what that reminded me of when you showed that to me today, because my mom had some mess-ups with that. Shout out, Michelle Green.
Shout out to you, Mama.
Anyway.
But, so the tea that we are drinking today, like I said, it's a raspberry passion fruit black tea. It's by a brand called Tiesta that you can get on Amazon. One of my favorite tea brands because they have really fun flavors. Mm-hmm. And yeah, and this one, the name of it is Passion Berry Jolt.
So the jolt is like where that's
the
the
energy.
caffeine. Like, you're gonna get like jolted.
Full, as you can see, full caffeine level on there. So
do people? Is that a popular one for people that like are trying to back away from coffee? They just kind of like resort to tea, and then maybe their caffeine intake goes lower. Do you think?
No, because black tea is pretty high. I don't think that's a way to get away from coffee if you're wanting to get away from coffee. I just think that if you want to try teas and you like teas, you know what I mean? Like starting with the sweeter ones, obviously. It's kind of like wine, you know, like starting with the sweeter wines versus.
You never know if you're going to like the dry shit.
Yeah, I think it's like an acquired taste, but that's how, if you think about it, you start with coffee because I used to think coffee tastes terrible. But then as a teenager, I would drink it because I wanted to drink coffee, you know, and then you end up loving it. So I think it's like an acquired taste like anything.
Whenever I am like in a Starbucks or something and like, you know, mom has her child with her, they're always like, can we get coffee? And I'm like, man, I remember when I was younger wanting to drink coffee, and now I'm like, I drink too much coffee.
Now we're hooked for life. Yeah.
It's like a virgin coffee, but for kids. I bet you they don't put that much caffeine. Whatever.
Oh, anyway. Well, yeah, they like hot cocoa or something. They'll probably give them. Yeah. Sure. But I also wanted to give you guys a fact about passion fruit because we were so nervous on our first episode. I didn't do my daily tea fact. So this one, since we're drinking a passion fruit tea, the fun little fact I have for passion fruit is that it gets its name from the passion flowers that are grown in Brazil. Okay. And missionaries from Brazil named those flowers after to explain the crucifixion of Jesus Christ.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, so that's actually how just the passion flower gets its name, and then passion fruit looks like the passion flower, you know, so that's the little fact I thought was fun. So, fun fact for you, it's named from Christian missionaries in Brazil to explain the crucifixion of Jesus.
Wow, you just blew my mind. Good job, Jayne. That was
fun fact. So there's your tea fact for today.
Tea facts at tea time.
And now we'll get into the real tea with Emily.
Thanks. So, there's one topic I'm gonna talk about a little bit lengthy, but I have like a couple fun facts towards the end that I came across recently, like right before we started recording today. So. The first one, I'm sure you guys seen on her Instagram or Twitter, but Nicki Minaj, she is releasing a new album this year. The original date was supposed to be October 20th, and it got moved to November 17th. And there's a big reason why it got moved because she then proceeded to like talk about her, she's announcing a tour, and it's going to be starting in the beginning of the new year in 2024, and this will be her first album in a matter of 5 years. So,
wow, that's a big deal.
And also, I didn't realize this, but like the song Super Freaky she released last fall, it actually got moved to a pop category instead of being in a rap category.
Really? So was she happy about that?
No. So you know Nicki Minaj, she does a lot of collaborations. I've loved her since I was in 10th grade. I remember when Pink Friday was released, and she even released the name of her new album coming up, and it's a sequel it's Pink Friday 2. Wow. So she's going back to, I think what she was thinking when she was making this new album was, if they don't think I'm rap anymore, because she did like a remix to the song, like, to the old song was called Freaky Girl or whatever, but this is like Super Freaky. And she like just remixed it kind of like she did, the Anaconda song. I like big butts.
Yeah,
anyway,
I remember that song.
So she did remix it, but it's interesting because a lot of people are saying like, you know, she's stomping her feet into this year. She's releasing another album. She's making it Pink Friday 2. She even posted a throwback picture from her album photo shoot that she did for Pink Friday 13 years ago. Wow. So it's very interesting because I can't wait to see what she brings back. I can't wait to see what collab she does with the artist that maybe she did before. If it's going to be like a little bit like of the same or a little bit different. But she definitely came in stomping her feet, and she announced a tour. So yay! I'm excited for her. I've always loved Nicki. I
love Nicki Minaj as well.
I love all types of music, all types of rap, but Nikki just kind of stuck with me for a few years, so I'm really excited about that, and I will be going to that
Well,
concert.
I mean, our time in high school, especially, like, she was huge with Lil Wayne and Drake,
yeah.
and I loved that time.
Oh
Young
my
Money,
God. Young Money,
I loved that.
I was
took over. Oh, no, you're.
I'm like excited.
We're
I was like,
so-
she's going. I'm going. I'm sorry. Like,
Do you
I was pissed when I couldn't go to her. The last time she went to her, we were in 10th grade, and I was like, I didn't really know much about her then because I was still getting like into her. But
it's harder
I've
when you're a
always-
teenager
yeah,
too. Like,
because and social media wasn't like that big. Like when we were
just
in
was
high school.
MySpace.
That
Yeah.
was 13 years ago. Like iPhones were just becoming popular. I remember having an
That was 13
Android
years
until
ago.
I was 22. So that's that. And
I was stuck on BlackBerry forever.
Oh, I never had a BlackBerry, but I had
I-
the scoop where it slid up.
I
And had the
never wanted
keyboard.
to leave it. I waited so long to finally get an iPhone.
Yeah, I did too, but only because my mom we didn't have like a phone plan. She would just do pay as you go. She was a single mom, so you know.
Yeah, Metro PCS. Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Virgin
Yep.
Mobile.
Okay. Yep.
But still the same type of thing. But I do want to add one more thing to this topic. It would be really cool if she did announce that she was going on tour with like Drake and Lil Wayne.
Right? Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
I would die. I would absolutely die.
And I just seen Lil Wayne in
I
April.
know, at the House of Blues.
And, you know, a lot of people gave him negative feedback for that because it was, like, in a small venue, the House of Blues in Cleveland. It's not very big. And the tickets were expensive.
But the house, I mean...
I liked it. No, honestly, yeah, it was expensive, but, like, I understand the crowd he was trying to go for. It was an older crowd. There were no young teenagers there at the show because, like, whenever I go to a concert, like, at Blossom where it's outdoors, I see, like, teenagers getting, you know, they're getting wasted. I'm like, seems weird. But like, no, the Lil Wayne concert was epic, and I paid for the lowest ticket that was available, and I was able to get right up front. And anywhere you go in the House of Blues, you can see them. Like, you can be up top, you can be down. They're literally right there. So, amazing show for a high popular artist, but definitely expensive, but worth it.
Okay. I would imagine Lil Wayne would be expensive, but worth it.
But,
also, I just gonna move that.
Oh.
More like, I don't know. I'm just worried.
Oh, I know. I hope the microphones are working.
Sorry, guys. We're not, at this point, we're not going to go back and re-record.
So, actually, I'm just going to, like, go to this. I'll figure it out. We're going to go like this. Okay. Anyway, so.
I literally look like I'm going, like, on vacation. I don't feel like I look very 4th of July.
You are going to Hawaii this year, so you might as well get your little, like.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous.
We bought them though so long ago. Like we planned for it. So
this is like their second part to their honeymoon.
Kind of, I guess you could say. Oh,
they did get to travel the country last year. That was cool to see.
Oh yeah, the cross country.
Online.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
So did you want me to go to the next topic?
Do you have another topic?
I do have another topic.
Well, we would love to hear it.
So it became official that it's a Miley fan. I'm sorry, but it's really quick.
We love Miley.
I love her so much, but it became confirmed that she is in talks with to be in the Super Bowl halftime show, and it's confirmed that she's already talking to them. She doesn't have a tour plan. She doesn't have anything like that planned, and it's resulting into also asking Harry Styles to be a member, somebody to perform with her, and they're really good friends. So,
oh my god, I love Harry Styles. Oh my god,
yeah, I see this going so well, and of course they threw a few other artist names out there like Taylor Swift, but she actually declined because she's
on tour.
She's
on
tour right now, and they just had her. I think it was the last show of the Eras tour, but with her new album, she's recording a re-album for I think Reputation. I'm not a big Taylor Swift fan, so I should have double-checked this. But anyway, she respectfully declined. Miley, oh my god, she would put on a show. I'm sorry, she would. It
would be amazing.
She's done the New Year's Eve, kicking it off with Miley, you know, with her and Pete Davidson. Then she did Dolly in her last year. And honestly, if she brought Dolly out on the Super Bowl stage, everybody would be in, like, cahoots. They would be all for it. Dolly Parton is just America's sweetheart in my book right now.
Oh, well, she's a icon. She is just, oh my god.
Yeah, so I thought that would be
isn't
cool.
Dolly Parton her godmother?
Godmother,
yep.
And you know, it's funny, in Hannah Montana, they put her as her godmother.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's in real life. That's her godmother. So that's pretty freaking cool. And so yeah, she's in talks with that, and it also resulted in me reading about that there is a potential release date for Endless Summer Vacation 2. There is going to be a part 2, and I actually speculated this. I remember telling Jayne like a couple months ago, I said I was reading something, and Miley's sister was on this talk show, and she got asked.
Tell me that.
I told you this, and I even I speculated this months ago, so I'm pretty sure it's like 100% true. There's probably like an 80-20 still, but I already know. The Smilers fans are talking about it all the time. But Brandy, her sister, was on a talk show, and she got asked, what is her favorite song off of her new album, Endless Summer Vacation. And she said, well, actually, my favorite song hasn't been released yet. This is what she said. So then that was like, there has to be a volume 2. And I and Miley was describing her album as like there's an evening side and a morning side, AM and PM. She goes, light and feathery in the morning, hard and like rocky in the evening. I don't know. She's just so cool and sentimental. So I'm excited. If Miley's at the Super Bowl, all for it.
That would be probably one of the top Super Bowl performances, especially of Harry Styles.
Oh my God. She can put on a show, man. Like, she's done like the Super Bowl pre-shows, like, and everybody says that she can put on a show. And if you are a Miley hater, I remember when I was in 7th grade and you guys made fun of me for going to the Hannah Montana concert. Well, look at her now. She's been, Flowers has been, it's the number 1 song this year. Like, it's going to be. I just hope
it absolutely will be. I mean, it is still in the top, like, 10. Like, it is still, I think it was still, just a few weeks ago, number 1 on Spotify, most, like,
I think she still is. Like, I just seen something last week that she just broke another record, like, for being on the charts with, for so long.
Yeah, with the same, yeah.
So there's that, and resulting into the Hannah Montana that I just brought up. Her old co-star Emily Osment just got engaged last Sunday to her longtime boyfriend. Aww. They were at the Yosemite National Park. She posted a picture of her beautiful ring, and they've been together for a while, and it was cute to see that. Like, we finished the first episode last week, and then I read that. I was like, oh my God, okay, I know what I'm gonna do now.
Is that when you texted me and you were like, I got my story?
But yeah, and then she posted a beautiful picture of her ring with her fiance's face in the background, and it was so cute. She has this beautiful stone cut, and there's a green stone next to it, and
it's beautiful.
I'm sorry, a square cut. I said stone
cut.
Like, cool. Anyway.
I was trying to picture that in my head too. I was like, wait, what does that look like?
Stone look like? What's that shape? Oh, Emily, you meant to say square.
Okay, good. And I was like, is that a style I'm not aware of?
No, I just
feel stupid.
When I talk sometimes, I kind of just go on this rambling thing, but I will correct what I say. It just give me a second, because then it just plays back in my head.
Absolutely.
I gotta work on that, but So yeah, that was really cool to see. So she's engaged. They're very excited, and that's
awesome.
Very good to see happy news in the media.
That is good. Yeah.
And I think maybe our last episode was a little on the sad side with my Titanic story, but it was relevant.
But it was what was happening.
But I am all about positivity, and that's just, I'm all about love. All types of love. Love.
Love.
And
that was good tea. Thank you, Emily.
I do have one more.
Oh, you have more tea? Oh my gosh.
Okay, so Motley Crue,
oh, this is some good tea already, I can tell you that.
He just posted something. He is 22 years sober yesterday.
Aww.
22.
Nikki
6.
Nikki 6.
Yeah, sorry,
Congrats.
name.
Nikki 6.
So good job on him.
Yay, we love that.
I just watched The Dirt last week too, so
I'm obsessed with that movie. Everybody, if you have not seen The Dirt on Netflix, please go watch it. I have watched it, I am not exaggerating, probably 100 times.
And you know what?
The best movie.
The Dirt is more kind of focused on Nikki's side of the story, I've noticed, but then Pamela and Tommy that came out, that's all
That
Tommy Lee,
Tommy
you know what I
Lee
mean?
and
So it's
yes.
cool to see two sides to like a viewpoint, even though it's two different shows, two different platforms, Hulu and
Netflix, right?
But like
yeah.
I knew more about Tommy Lee than I did Nikki Sixx, but like learning about Nikki Sixx in that movie, like it was very sad to see, but like seeing that post yesterday in real life that he's 22 years sober, he's a dad, he's married, he's touring, and that's amazing. So good for him. Go Nikki Sixx!
We love you, Nikki Sixx.
I love rock and roll. Just kidding.
I love Motley Crue, honestly.
No, me too.
Yes. So, yes, please watch The Dirt. We love it.
Yeah. So, that's it for me.
That was some good tea.
Yeah,
Thank you, Emily.
I was well prepared this time. Just kidding.
We were prepared. We're just nervous. And honestly, I still have a little bit of those nerves going on right now.
Yeah, a little bit of anxiety, but I think we are
got a little bit
cool and collected.
Chill, cool, and collected. I like that. Chill,
My
cool,
mom's
collected. That's cute. Okay, well, so now for the last half of our podcast, I will talk about what happened on this day, July 2nd, in history.
Ooh.
And the last one is a really good one. But this first one is also a very important day that happened. So in 1964, July 2nd, the Civil Rights Act was passed and signed into a law. So, yes, I know we've all learned about, the minimal, probably, history of the Civil Rights Act.
I remember learning in school.
And it was actually the year before JFK, before he was assassinated, was really trying to promote that and push that. He believed, which I think we could all agree, that, nobody should be judged on the color of their skin, on their gender, on their religion, and the Civil Rights Act, it more so, I think, played on racism, discrimination against racism, but it's also discrimination against your sex, your, religion, everything. It all ties into that. But yeah, JFK, he really was trying to push that to get passed, and the nation was very divided at this time still.
Wow.
And the thing to me that's crazy is that's not that long ago.
No.
Like, people, like our grandparents,
Yeah.
they're alive.
Not that long ago.
People lived through this time. And when I think about it, and even today, all the issues that we have with racism and just anything, judging somebody for their skin color, their gender,
race,
their who they want to love. I'm just like, we still have these problems today.
I know. And it's crazy because like nowadays we're all individual people. We all have different likes, dislikes, opinions, what we think's right is wrong. But in the end of the day, to persuade somebody to like say it's almost like peer pressure. Like you literally are like, if somebody's a hater on like your race or anything, like you are just like installing so much more hate into the world. And I don't know, it's just peer pressure. Like if you like are preaching about not liking a certain race, or I don't know, it bothers me.
Well, of course.
And I didn't even make that much sense there. I feel like I don't know. I'm trying to be
I know
smart.
what you're saying. It's honest.
It's sad. It's so sad.
It's so sad.
We're all human.
To me, it's just so sad that we are still. It's like I feel like we're almost going backwards.
No, we are.
Like it's worse now more than ever from what I'm noticing, and it's like all the hard work that we put in, that our great grandparents, our grandparents put in back then to get this passed. It was President Johnson who as soon as the Civil Rights Act was passed, he signed it into law, because then you have to sign it into law, and they did that immediately. And then it allowed, because it was still desegregated, like public schools, pools, libraries, businesses. So it ended that. And that, to me, that's crazy. 1964, and we still had segregation.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's like, what, 50 years ago? Like, for as long as the Earth has been, like, around as we think it has, like, how long we've been. That is such a short
time. That is not a long time ago. And I think some people are like, oh, that was so long ago. Like, people today aren't affected by that. No, that's not true. And it's also, that's not true.
Think about it. On an average, you get 80 years on this planet. 80 years. 80 years versus thousands and thousands of years. we don't have a lot of life like to live. So like that's why I'm always like, do what you want to do, live life to the fullest, and fuck everybody else. Like I don't know, it's not a very that's how yeah.
Sorry, YouTube. But it's okay. I think it's in the first, 15 seconds or something like that. So it'll be fine. We should be fine.
Oops.
Yeah.
I apologize to the
Oops.
YouTubers.
Maybe I'll try and,
what did I say?
bleep that out. That's word.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Okay, I'm done.
I'm going to bleep these out. It's okay. No big deal. But, yes, I agree. I do think, today, like our generation, the next generation, society, we are getting better about, let people be who they are as long as you're not hurting anybody. Like,
not killing anybody.
Who cares who somebody wants to marry? Like, who cares the skin color? You should never be judged by how you look as a person. So to me, it's somebody who is racist. I think there's something wrong in their brain, honestly. Like, cause
it's probably, it has a lot to do with, like, I think, like, how you are raised and view people, too, because, like, my mom always taught me love everybody. Love everybody who's a different race, color. I mean, that's
true.
given.
I will say, yeah, who you are around and grow up with can influence, like, who you are, but you still, as a person, can choose.
Yes.
Like, you can
Yes.
choose.
Yes.
Because when I was growing up, like, it just wasn't a thought to me. Like, my parents, we never really had to talk about what racism was, but it just was never a thought in my brain. Like, I liked anyone. If you're nice to me, I'm nice to you. You know what I mean? That's always how it was. And I never really, especially growing up in California, I just think it is a more diverse place in general.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a lot of cultures. So to me, it was just, this is life, like normal. And I think moving out here, honestly, not that I'm saying out here is bad or anything, but we're in Ohio. I think it is. There's a lot of white people.
Yeah.
And I think there's just not as much culture. And I have met more people out here, I will say, that
are supportive of it.
Or have racist tendencies or have said, I've met more of that out here versus out west.
Yeah.
So that's just something that I've noticed in my experience.
The Midwest.
The Midwest,
area.
Yeah.
But
I think you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. But I can relate to you on that because every summer when I was younger, like my aunts lived in Queens, New York City. So I would spend at least 2 weeks a summer just hanging out with my aunts. Like my mom would be like, okay,
that's awesome.
Have fun.
I want to go to New York.
We're going to take care of you. And I went to New York. I would hang out with my aunts, and they were flight attendants, so they were able to like adjust their schedules. They would book trips like, for their job or whatever. But I learned a lot of culture just at a young age, and like my aunt was dating this guy from Greece, and his whole family would like have these huge dinners every night. We would literally walk over there because he lived right around the corner, and they were just so friendly, they had such great hospitality, and they feed you. Feed you. Like they had like a whole table set out for you.
Feed me and I'll love you forever.
And they loved people, and people like seeing that type of culture growing up, it really made me like, I don't know, it opens your eyes, or even for like 8-year-old. Like,
absolutely.
Like to be that loving and like welcoming, like for a stranger. Like they never met me before. But anyway, like
come into our house.
Yeah.
Eat.
Yeah.
Yes. I love that. Love culture.
I even got to learn a little language. I don't remember most of it because I'm so young, but like they would teach me like what words would mean, and like
that's awesome.
So yeah. I definitely understand what you're saying, because like going from Ohio when I was like going to school here, living here full time, and then like going on those trips to New York City, I met so many.
So different. It's a culture shock almost. Like,
and they had like the apartment would have actually reminded me of Friends' apartment. It was like a 70s like style old apartment, and they had like bright pink tile in their bathroom. Like it was very cute. So like they had a roommate. That's what I was getting at. And he was also, I don't remember what ethnicity he was, but like he was also, foreign or what have you. But he like seeing that too, like I don't know.
That's good. Cool. It is. I think it's so important to learn about other cultures, especially at a young age.
Yep.
So.
And my cousin. One more time. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
He is half Jamaican. His dad's from Jamaica. So, like, I have it in my family, too, so it's, like, cool to see him grow up and, like, learn different cultures. And he gets to go to Jamaica, like, every year. Like, for free.
I want to go
I know.
so
I'm like,
bad.
dude,
I want to take a cruise to Jamaica.
oh, I know.
So bad.
I have done that. It's fun.
You have?
Yeah, but, like, after I went, I was like, why didn't I just ask, like, my cousin if I could just hang out
Oh,
with
yeah.
him?
Just go one summer with him. Yeah.
But no, he goes for free just because his parents are flight
right.
attendants.
Oh,
So.
that's awesome.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
But, yeah, that's, so today, July 2nd, we remember the hard work that it took because it was not easy to get past the Senate. They had to fight for that law, to fight for basic human rights. Can you believe that? Like, but so July 2nd, we want to remember and honor how important the Civil Rights Act was and how we still have a long way to go. I mean, there are still people who do get discriminated against because of just who they are.
You know, I almost feel like they should make it a law if you, like, assault somebody because of racism or, like, post something that's, like...
Emily, it is. It's a hate crime.
Oh, duh. Oh, my God.
You're fine. But I was like, that is a law. It very much is illegal to do that.
But, like, I feel like it's not, like, I don't know. Like, I don't...
It is illegal to, like, not give someone a job or hate speech against somebody for, you know, being a different race or even, you know, the LGBTQ community, like, hate against them. Like, it is a law.
Yeah.
But people, I mean,
I guess
social media.
I knew that. Not an idiot.
No.
I just...
You're like,
I feel dumb now.
No, you're not. No. But I know what you mean because there still is bullying that will happen on social media.
But nobody does anything about it. That's what I'm saying. It's not as common.
Or there's still, I'm sure. I think if there is hate groups that are found out, I think Twitter specifically will
I'm
delete
sure you
the group.
can definitely,
and you can report things Facebook is very good too on, like,
you can report a lot on Facebook.
Yeah, well, and even Facebook, if you say like even if you're like joking around and laughing, I think I poured us.
I just wanted to see if there's any left.
But yeah, Facebook is good about, like, monitoring that kind of stuff. But sometimes, like, if you're like joking with someone and you say something, and then I don't know,
But look,
you get what I'm saying.
They review
because it's like
whatever.
I think
we've all,
like a robot or something.
Yeah, I think we've all definitely
but yeah,
reported something in our lives.
All right, but the last story.
I know. I'm sorry.
That I have for
interrupting Jayne.
No, you did it. You really did it. Honestly,
okay.
I don't think you did at all. I really don't.
Excited.
Don't. You're good. You're good. But I was very excited for this last story because this is a story that is famous, and I'm sure you've learned about it in school. I did, at least. And in elementary school, I learned about this female, and I was obsessed because it is so crazy. So, in 1937, on July 2nd, one of the most famous woman. Sorry, I can't talk. A woman of probably still to this day and of all, Amelia Earhart, went missing.
Oh.
That is when her flight disappeared.
Oh my gosh.
She and her navigator, his name was Fred Noonan, they wanted to set a world record. It's a circumnavigation of the world. So they want to go all the way around the world by flight. And at this time in 1937, like, it hadn't been done by anyone, not just a woman, you know. So it was a big deal. And she had already set a record for first woman to cross the Atlantic by herself. She did that. She went to Paris, I believe.
Right. Yeah.
Pretty sure it was Paris. But yeah, so she was already in, like, she was
record.
an icon.
Yeah.
She already broke a record, like, and then this disappearance, honestly, as sad as it is, it's made her legendary. Like, no one doesn't know who Amelia Earhart is. I know. Maybe a young kid might not know.
Yeah,
but
like a 2-year-old.
I hope they do still talk about her story in schools because, you know, they did when I was in elementary school, and I was obsessed. I believe it was either 3rd or 4th grade where we actually read a book, like a chapter book, as, you know, part of our English, you know, lesson, whatever. We would read a chapter book. You'd have to do it for homework, write about it, you know, write about the chapter. And I was obsessed. yes, like I finished the book like that. And then ever since then have been kind of obsessed with her story. There's a lot of theories about what happened to her disappearance. None of course were proven. I should mention none of the theories were proven because we haven't been able to find her. The U.S. put on to this day still no one's broken this record. The longest and most expensive search for her. And finally, it was 1939 that January 5th, 1939, that they
found.
No, they didn't find. They declared her dead because from 37 to 39 is how long they searched for her. Yeah, I mean, nonstop. Gosh. They put in millions of dollars, and they had an idea because her last words were, "I'm on line 157, 337." So what that means is it has to do with directional, that line, but it was Holland. And Holland's an island, and because along their flight they would have to stop, refuel, stuff like that, and that was going to be their next stop. But Holland is a very, very tiny island in just smack in the middle, it's in the Pacific Ocean. I'm sorry, tongue twister. It is a tongue twister, but it's a super tiny island, and I guess it is easy to miss. What she was doing was difficult in of itself. Yeah, but to find that island, I guess, was very difficult. They were low on fuel.
Especially back then. It's different now where, you can, say, the coordinate and they, pinpoint it. They know.
Well, our technology's better. Yeah. We have, airplanes are flying every day, everywhere. Back then it was still kind of a new industry, a new, you know what I mean? It was so different. Yeah. It was 1937. So, the most believed theory is that her and Fred ended up landing on, an uncharted island, and they're castaways. Yeah. And probably died on the island.
Starvation, dehydration.
Right. That is, the most believed theory that's out there. But again, we don't know if that's true. We just know this specific island, there has been, wreckage that we've found. And so,
and it was so long ago too. That's that's almost 100 years ago.
Yeah. Yes. If she was alive today, really, she'd be 115 years old if she was alive today. So.
I did meet somebody at the nail salon the other day. She was 102 and she looked like she was 65.
Oh my God.
I was like, what?
Well, they say, now for today's world, if you're under 50 years old, your chances of living to 100 are
very rare.
No, not rare. High. Very high. Yeah. Your chances of living are high.
If you're under
you
50.
Will more than likely live to be 100. Yeah. Yeah, because of the advancements in medical industry, I
don't want to live forever.
I do.
I mean, I do in a way, but then I'm like, if I have to be really I don't know,
I know
I want to have a hard time.
Well, it's one of those things. I just don't want to think about
a blessing and a curse, maybe.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I just don't want to think about
dying.
Yeah.
I used to get so bad when I was a kid. I don't want to die.
Yeah. Oh my God. I can't just. Ooh,
I remember.
That's a whole nother topic.
We can't get on that. We are running out of time.
That is a cryptic topic. I can't talk.
We can maybe make that a different episode. Fears and dark.
But yes, one last theory that's out there about the disappearance of Amelia Earhart is that she was a spy for the U.S. government, and she went to go land on a Japanese-occupied island, and they captured her.
Oh, what if she's still there?
Well, she might her remains, maybe. Yeah. So that's one theory, but that's kind of an out there theory, and the most believed one is that the other one is that they crashed in the Pacific Ocean and unfortunately
the ocean
perished.
So big, like we talked about last week.
Yeah, so
very hard.
But the most believed is that they landed on an island, uncharted, and were probably castaways. And if they survived for a long time, we'd like to think that, but
at the same time, there might have been some suffering too if they crashed. So
hopefully there was coconuts and pineapples they could eat or something. If that is the case. So just very fascinating, and I'll include Amelia Earhart's picture in this video because I love her so much, and You might not remember what she looks like, so I'll post it in there. But let us know if you have any theories on what happened to Amelia Earhart. There are crazy wild ones too, that maybe it was UFOs or something like that.
Yeah.
But that's, you get into the wild theories. But I think wild theories are fun to hear. But the unknown, that's what always gets me, is the unknown. Yep. But that's what we have for you today.
Yeah. We hope you all have a wonderful 4th of July. We have some festivities that we need to attend to today. So I hear you're going to a cookout.
I'm going to a cookout.
I'm going to a concert.
I was going to say, you're going to a concert.
You guys have a wonderful week, and we will
be back next Sunday.
Yeah, we'll be back next Sunday, and that's the day after my birthday. So
we will definitely recap you on all the fun birthday shenanigans we get into.
Yeah, hopefully I might need some hangover tea.
Oh, okay. I have that. I have a special tea for you. So we will see you guys next Sunday.
Bye, guys.